Hey Coach, if you could start off by just kind of giving us an overview of the upcoming season for your team.
Of the upcoming season?
Yes.
We're excited. This is my 4th year. This is my first senior class that's been with me, for the first 4 years. They've had probably our best off season as far as lifting and running and whatnot. And probably so the biggest thing is just knowing that this group of seniors and the guys that have been here have been with me from the beginning, so they have the experience that the last 3 teams did not have. So we're currently, I guess, finishing up from last year on a 3-game winning streak. So they had something going into the off season with motivation-wise to try to keep going with, and having the first winning season, I think since '06 last year, was something good to build on. And one of the biggest issues that I felt that we had coming in was a confidence level that they didn't have when I first got there. And right now, I think our confidence has been as high as it's been so far.
Could you introduce your players and kind of tell us a little bit about them, please?
We have Darius Lattimore and Charles King. Charles is actually probably the veteran of the team. He had the most playing time as a freshman, and it's not good to have a freshman start play that much. But I was actually at Peachtree Ridge when we first started that school. We had a lot of young guys play. And years later, when those guys grew up, they had been beat up enough that they actually they won a lot of games. So, but Charles started out there as a nickel the last few games as a freshman. So he's really like a 3.5-year, 4-year starter. And Darius is a corner who had a great first couple games last year. Went down with a leg injury, was back, but he also has a lot of experience, and he also has a good handful of SEC and ACC offers right now.
And, this question's for both players, just your outlook and expectations for the upcoming season.
Well, what we need to do, we need to get leaders and stay consistent. And for this season, we are expecting the best season we've had. The seniors have been here since day one with Coach Wofford, so we're expecting to do the best since we've been here. This is our team now, so.
This question is for Coach Wofford. As you mentioned, you guys had the first winning season in 5 or 6 years. Now that you've reached that point, I guess the next point is a playoff berth. Is that kind of the expectation for this year?
Yes, that's what, in talking, workouts and whatnot, it's not, to be satisfied with just winning now. You have to get to the next level. And we were right there last year with Brookwood and Archer. Just some head-to-head stuff with Brookwood kept us out. But, that's the motivation, is to take the next step, get in the playoffs. And anybody from this region, once you get in the playoffs, can make a run. Whether you're 1 or 4. Just tradition to show that once you get there, it's all brand new. And the thing about this region, it tests you so much, week in, week out, that anybody that you play, you have a chance against.
Can you go over offensively and defensively some of your strengths and weaknesses? Obviously, you have to replace your quarterback, who was a 3-year starter, so I'd imagine that's a weakness. But kind of what are some of your strengths and weaknesses on both sides of the ball?
Well, obviously, like you said, our big issue, from January till August is to find some capable backups for Emmanuel Westmoreland, record holder quarterback, and All-American Trey Johnson. And on the offensive side of the ball, we have a couple guys that are fighting out a quarterback with junior Eric Forrest and sophomore Michael Maxey. And the thing that has helped those guys along so far is that we have so much experience around them that it makes it easier for whoever the quarterback will be. We have some playmakers that have played, some 4 years, some 3 years, but they've been in the system long enough to know where they're supposed to be, and it helps out, again, whoever will be quarterback. On the defensive side of it, it's hard. It's hard to replace 15 tackles a game. But the thing that I see is that we have more speed and, again, more experience. So we might not have to have one guy getting 15, where I think now we'll spread some out there. We'll have more guys with 5, 6, some guys maybe 7, 8 tackles a game, which, spreads out. Will be more of a speed swarming defense than to have one guy on that first hit every time.
Darius, where do you stand recruiting-wise as far as some of the schools that you've narrowed it down as far as you're considering committing to, and what's your timeline on a commitment, whether it's before the season, after the season, signing day, things like that?
I plan on committing before the end of the summer. Right now, my top were Georgia Tech, Vandy, Virginia, and I'm kind of narrowing it down to pick who I want to commit to.
Charles, where do you stand recruiting-wise? Do you have any scholarship offers?
None yet, but a lot of interest. Just waiting for that first offer.
Okay. And what position do you play?
Safety and corner.
Okay, cool.
Kind of expanding on something he asked you, and this is mainly the two players here. Do you detect a difference in how the program is perceived, I guess, by out in the community, especially your opponents now, after having gotten to that next level where you've gotten a winning season? Obviously, you want to break through to the playoffs, but around the program, within and without, do you detect a difference in the way you guys are perceived now?
Yeah, I definitely detect a difference because, like, freshman year, nobody was worried about us. They wouldn't even mark us on the schedule. People didn't talk about the games. But, now as I've gotten older and we started winning, you see the crowds get bigger, guys game plan for us more than they did before.
I think the big thing now is we just gain respect from the other teams. So now they know if they come to the castle, they're going to get it.
Coach Wofford, other than Central Gwinnett, who would you consider a favorite to win the Region 8 championship this year?
I think looking at this year, it's kind of open. A lot. I still think Parkview will be one of the top teams. Brookwood will always be there. Grayson will always be there. South will always be there. Archer can be there. So it's only 8 teams. So that's half the region right there. So it could be, week in, week out, it could be anybody. Last year, nobody would have thought that Parkview would have upset Grayson. Nobody would have thought we would have upset Parkview. So you never know.
We'll talk about that Parkview win. How much did that particular win kind of maybe serve as a benchmark for you guys as far as maybe convincing the guys that, okay, now we're capable of beating one of the big boys?
Absolutely. That game was, obviously it was an unbelievable game, but, it meant a lot more. I think the team learned a lot more for the fact that it was a double overtime win. And we had chances to win it, in regulation, and then it got to that point, and they fought through it and to win in double overtime. Talk a lot about themselves because it meant a lot more than it was, one of the traditional powerhouse teams, because if it had been someone that you expected to be, then it wouldn't have sank home so much. And I think again, it's motivation to make them work harder and run harder on the track or whatnot, so they can get back to that point. And they know, again, till the horn blows, you have to keep playing, whether it's 4 quarters or overtime.
Coach Wofford, what do you think about some of the opportunities that's provided by the Gwinnett Touchdown Club? Whether it's something like this media day, you have the all-county banquet, you have the recruiting fair, the golf tournament, some of these different things that kind of enhance Gwinnett County football. Just what's your thoughts on all these different things?
I think it's first class. To my knowledge, no other county does it the way that we do it here in Gwinnett County. I've been in 5 different counties in different areas and whatnot. And this is the only place that does it like this. And it's first class, and it makes it more of a next level type of situation, not just like a high school deal with the players of the month and that type of thing. That the players feel more, and they're treated more like a college player than a high school player, all the way down to the All-Star game, the All-Star banquet, and then the All-County awards. All those are just things that everybody, they don't do it to the level that we do it here.
At least one of the other coaches was saying that this little function today is kind of your brainchild. How did you really come up with the idea of this, and how did you get the ball rolling with this?
Well, it was one of those deals where I don't take credit for it at all. Is that I saw, I forgot what county it was last year, and they had a media day, and they had the players come out, and I know that the SEC, all the college conferences do it, and again, I just felt like if we're Gwinnett County, we do everything else first class and top, and this is something else that we should probably be doing because everybody is interested in what these teams do. Because again, in just this county alone, you've had the last 3 state champs, the highest classification. So everybody wants to know as quick as they can what's going on here. From the fans, parents, college coaches, everybody wants to know. So I started to something else to put a feather in our cap.
This question is for Darius and Charles. You guys mentioned the Castle, which is obviously one of the most iconic stadiums here in Gwinnett County. What are some other traditions or things that you guys do at Central Gwinnett that people might not know about?
Well, after every home victory, the band will play and they'll ring the bell. There's a bell by the castle.
I think that's it. I don't think we have any other traditions. Oh yeah, before every game, the whole team holds hands like across the field, and we walk the whole field. And when we get to the end zone, we all pray and get a break. And
then I just want to get y'all's thoughts on the 7-on-7 passing league, the Gwinnett County Passing League, and then obviously the tournaments. You guys hosted one at the beginning of the summer. Do you guys like competing in those things? After a while, does it get kind of boring, or is it fun? That first week in June all the way into July. Just kind of what's your thoughts on 7-on-7 passing?
I like 7-on-7. It's a lot of good competition. You get to see where teams are at before the season starts, and it just gives you a good idea of what you're going to go up against during the season. It never really gets boring to me because I like competing.
It's always good to compete, and well, it's always tiring after 7-on-7, but at the end of the day, we already know. We know that we work and we're getting better every day. And we like seeing other competition in other regions, seeing how they do things, even though sometimes it's the same as our region. But, yeah.
Awesome, Coach. Thank you.